Hello, everybody. I just wanted to take a minute to ask a little question. So, I don't know how many of y'all watch Love and Hip Hop New York, but I watch it every now and then. And I see somebody on there that, I've heard the name before. Sidney Star. I've heard that name before. And now I have a visual because now she's on Love and Hip Hop. All right. That is who you're looking at right there. Let's talk about Sidney Star. If you don't recall, once upon a time, when Chingy was popping, he was accused of sleeping with a transgender. The transgender woman was Sidney Star. According to Chingy, as a result of the lies Sidney Star put out stating that she slept with him as a transgender woman, his career took a drastic fall. Now, as you can see, back in April 2014, according to BET, Chingy comes out after all the commotion came about that he was sleeping with this transgender. And according to him, as I said before, he says that this rumor ended his career. If y'all want to, y'all could pause this so y'all can read it. I'll just slowly scan. Chingy wanted to point out in his recent interview with Vlad that he's not only blaming Sidney Star, but also the people that helped spread the rumor. It goes to show, and I'm quoting, that a person who nobody knew had that much power to come out and say one negative thing about him, Chingy, and a whole mass of people just instantly took it in. And they didn't have not one piece of evidence, according to Chingy. He said he lost a deal because of that, and it saddened him because it was too much bad publicity. But he remained that the allegations were false then, and was relieved that Sidney finally admitted that she was lying. So, my question is this. Why didn't he or hasn't he came back and hit her with the defamation? In the height of this whole Me Too movement, I feel like men have to not only take accountability for their actions, but also make sure they protect their brand, protect their livelihood. So if that means you have to make examples out of any persons that would slander and cause your livelihood to be put in jeopardy, you should pursue civil and criminal actions. Now, let's just pause this story right quick because there's also speculations that, it's been going out for years for people who have known her that she is possibly a woman perpetrating as a man. If you're watching Love and Hip Hop, you would see on her storyline, the gag is she's transgender so proudly, but she's been lying to every person she's come in contact with. If you do a little dig on her, she will tell you that she only likes heterosexual men, meaning she only likes men that say they're only physically attracted to women. But the gag is she's not a woman, nor does she has any lady parts other than breast and ass. So with that being said, I'm starting to wonder, does she even tell these people? Because if you meet some random person at any given location and they not on the Instagram, they not one of your little flunkies or your followers, how would they know you are the transgender diva? And if they hook up with you and then you post pictures on the internet, which is what she has done in the past, and made these people look like they're sleeping with her, doesn't that look funny? Doesn't that look suspect? Like, at the end of the day, the men got to do better. But anyway, if you read some of these comments, you'll see people going back and forth, just talking about, was she a man or not? Does she still have the parts? But this is the picture I wanted to specifically show. Somebody brought up the fact that these are her childhood pictures, and she very much looks like a girl. But she did go on radio saying that when she was about 16, she started to dress like a woman. I don't know if that included hairstyles, pressing your hair, and all that too. I doubt it, but if this is her, it looks like a regular girl. It don't look like a boy dressing up like no girl. It looks like a girl, but I'm not here to speculate on whether she is really a girl perpetrator or not. I just want to point out the fact and why Chingy didn't pursue anything pending. He said the allegations she made ruined his career. Now she's all of a sudden trying to come back and spotlight her career. Like, I would make an example out of her if I was Chingy. Yes, I would sue her. But let's see what she had to say.
How did you meet Chingy initially?
Okay. I met Chingy at a show. I was a backup dancer at a show in Chicago. It was backstage. I would say, I was probably one of the most popular backup dancers / go-go dancers in Chicago. And I met him, saw him in the back, and I was like, hey, how you doing? Being nice. Asked him for a picture, and after that, I kind of like stood around him and stuff, and kind of just was like, being cool with him. And I would say that was how I actually probably first met him. And it was like, I wouldn't say on some groupie type stuff, because I'm around celebrities all the time. But I actually was a fan of his. I was a huge fan of Chingy. I liked him a lot. And I was like, wow, I'm around my favorite rap artist. This is pretty cool, So I just was like enjoying the moment. Took a lot of pictures and just, talked to him. He was nice to me. He talked to me too. And, I never said anything about my situation, because no one seemed to have known. You can't just, I don't think, look at me and just know that. But that was the first time I met him, definitely, at that performance.
At what point did you decide to, put out the story that you and Chingy had some sort of romantic relationship?
Oh, I would say...
So, if you were just paying attention, she just said that she met him and whatnot. She didn't tell him, as I was just saying. I ain't even watched this video, by the way, but I just proved my point. She didn't tell him that she was transgender. She takes a picture with him, and she ends up posting that picture. People getting to speculate they're sleeping together. Next thing you know, bam. What did I just say? I just said that. Let me pat myself on the back. Let's continue.
The time that I put that story out was probably like 2 years after we took those pictures together. And I know that sounds crazy, but I had a lot of people in my ears. I had a lot of people saying like, girl, do you know woo woo woo? If you do this, baby, you gonna be on top. You gonna be all over the blogs. And I was like, I have been trying to get out there like that. Because this backup dancing thing ain't been doing too good. Like, I've been doing these gigs here and there, but it ain't been getting me where I want to be. It's been getting me around a lot of celebrities. I will admit that. But I kind of got tired of being the one, oh, can I take a picture with you? Like, I want to be the one that you're asking to take a picture.
All right. I don't even want to hear nothing else she got to say. As you heard her say, when she posted the picture that ruined this man's career, it was 2 years after the fact. 2 years after the fact. And she ran with this bullshit ass narrative in which so many people followed and cost this man his livelihood. And why did she do that? She just told you also that the reason is because she wanted to be famous. She wanted to be the one getting the picture took, not the one asking for the pictures. What type of fuck shit is that? So, the whole point in this again is for me to pose the question. Is Chingy going to act? Should he act? If it were you, would you act? If someone did you this way? And the second question I want to pose, does this not make you want to think twice before you hear something posted on the internet and run with it? That is all. Have a great day.
I remember that day we had that show when me and Ludacris had that show in Chicago. The promoter had some girl dancers on stage that were dressed in body paint, you know, just for promotion. They were promoting whatever he wanted them to promote. And one who I thought was a young lady that came up to me that wanted a picture, I just took the picture. I thought she was a fan. I thought it was a young lady who was a fan. She seemed pretty cool. I took the picture, and that was it. 2 years after that, I see something come out of some bull crap about this transsexual person was in a relationship with me. I was just like everybody else. I didn't have a clue at what this person was talking about. But what happened was it made me not want to take pictures with people with a man that's in touch with his feminine side a little too much. Those type of individuals.
So, here's a video I found that was posted maybe like 8 years ago or so. And it's basically from somebody who was basically exposing, damn, I forgot her name. Shit. My bad, that is really how irrelevant this person is. Sidney Star. Let's go. So this person was talking about Sidney Star and the fact that she's posting all these photos that she's taking with all these rappers, and of course it is posted in a way that would make one insinuate and think that, hey, something going on. But let's see.
More better footage than that. Step your game up, ma. Now check this out. Your girl Sidney Star so fake. She want attention so bad. She stressing this Chingy thing out a little too much. But now you can see what I'm talking about. She went on her profile and said this is an old picture of her and Chingy. Now look, you gonna tell this is Photoshop. Check it out for yourself.
Like, really? What the fuck? Really?
Now take a look at the original copy. You might well call me Judge O'Brown, cause I'm on to you, girl. But anyway, now check this out. It gets more crazy than that. Now she claims she messed with Ray J. Check this out. Now Sidney Star, how Ray J gonna come to your rescue when he don't even know you? I mean, all your fans need to go on strike right now and just say, show us proof, because you don't have nothing. I mean, seriously. Hey, I'm gonna go on to the next thing. Sidney. Now, we already know you tacky because, you know, you always wear them same earrings in every video. You always wear them dusty boots looking like Charlie Brown. I mean, come on. But tell me, why was you checking and got in this bootleg video? I mean, this video is so bootleg, I could have shot it myself. Check this out.
Alright. The rest of what he say ain't even relevant. So, we'll move on to the actual interview that she goes on and says she slept with Chingy. Alright, so this is where she begins telling the lies that she's transgender, she's post-op, meaning she's a man with a vagina. But if you're following her now story on Love and Hip Hop, she's telling you that she told the world that she still has her man part. And I don't know if that would be some type of, again, criminal or civil action if anybody has dealt with her. Like, that should be some type of crime or some type of penalty to do some shit like that to people. But moving on.
Something like that.
How do you know?
I hate the P word.
But how do you know?
Where can I use that?
My mind, I knew even when I was like 5 or 6 years old, I knew that there was something different about
So you knew at 5 you were supposed to be a girl?
Yeah, when I was playing with Barbie dolls and going away from the G.I. Joes.
So do you have a vagina?
Yes, I do. Would you like to see it?
No, I pass. How do you?
So this is what I've heard.
How does she have a vagina? I want to know how she was born with a penis and has a vagina right now.
Don't they slit it?
Change surgery, sweetheart. That's
right.
what it's called.
So
How
wait a minute,
painful was that?
Well, you know what?
So how do you pee?
Oh, okay. You know, I just sit down, just like any other.
I know
woman.
you sit down, but what hole like this?
You better not be sitting on those public toilets. You better squat.
It comes out of the new hole that I have.
Alright, so this is the original phone interview in which she's lying, saying the details of the relationship.
Sidney, you know what? There's a lot of stuff jumping off these days surrounding your name and things you getting into.
Yes, it is.
So first, let's go back a little bit. The big controversy first was this young man by the name of Chingy, who we understand y'all had somewhat of a relationship. Now, I don't know if it was an intimate relationship, a friend's relationship, I just danced for a relationship. Explain the relationship for me.
Well, it was a little bit of everything. It was definitely a friendship and, working at first, but, basically ended up turning into, something a little bit more than that, which was intimate. But, we weren't in a real serious relationship.
Okay.
But it was something that, it was like how can I say, it was something that we did on and off things for a nice little minute.
Okay, so was this, I'm sorry, there's so many of us in here, Sidney, we're just trying to get the right story. So are you trying to say it was an on and off, the only way for me to say sexual thing?
Yeah, basically.
So you're saying that you had sex with Chingy?
Yes.
Do you not know?
No, I actually, I confirmed with him.
So you didn't pull the old school okie doke, hey, your guys were down, you're like, whoa, wait a minute.
No.
He knew what might happen after that. Okay.
No, I want to know exactly what you told Chingy.
Exactly how I told him?
Yeah.
I basically told him that, I was a special woman, and it was something different about me, and that's when I let the news like I was transgender. I'm a transgender woman, and I understand if you would like to, wouldn't want to hang with me like that. So I basically, gave him the options to deal with me or not.
Wow. Now, did this start off with you being a dancer first, or did y'all just have a chance meeting?
It started off as me being a dancer.
So a lot of people that you danced for initially had no clue that you were transgender. They just thought you was a woman and that you were dancing for them. It was all good.
Yeah, it was no biggie, no issue, no thoughts about me being any type of way.
So a lot of the people that you probably danced for, this is all brand new news for them as well.
Yes.
Have any of those people reached out to you? Because I know they said that you danced